Hello everyone, Mr. Happy here, and welcome back to part 2 of our Octopath Traveler Prologue Demo playthrough. So in the first part, we played through Therion, the Thief, and in that video I was wondering if it would be possible for me to just constantly overwrite my save file with new games in order to actually do a video for all 8 of the separate protagonists for YouTube a month ahead of the game's release. Luckily, I have tested that theory, and it does indeed work, so it's only one save file, not pile, that can go up to 3 hours in length. So there's only one save file available, so all I'm going to do is, in each video, overwrite the previous one, and then we can actually go through all 8 of them, including Primrose and Ulbrich for the second time. Now, I tested that theory because I've now played through all 8 of them, so I'm going to do my best not to say things in advance, but it should mean that these videos are a good bit shorter than the first one was with Therion, because I'll have an idea of where to use my skills, what I can do to get through the boss fights a little bit faster. So we went with Therion first. For the second video, we're going to be checking out Hanit the Hunter. Your name is Hanit, and you are a hunter. Thank you. One of the last descendants of an ancient clan that calls the deep forest home. Your prowess with the bow is unmatched. Your master left home 1 year ago, summoned to hunt a dread beast, and you protected the village while awaiting his return. Then, one day, the return of an old friend gives you cause for concern, and you strike out on a journey of your own. So, let's get started with Hanit. Let's not delay it any further. Ahead of time, I really like this one.
Good. Thou hast yet to depart.
Waylaid by sentiment, my girl. It'd ill behooven me to leave without bidding my favorite prentice fare thee well.
A joke, as always. Will thy journey be long, master?
A good question, that. The request cometh from none other than the Knights Ardent. The hunt will taken us to distant lands, and the beast we pursue is a fearsome one.
I see.
Ha ha ha! Lookin' not so glum, girl. A new tyro with green arrows and bruises on his polearm. I'll do the deed, and be back before 2 moons have passed. Still no smile? What is it, my girl?
'Tis not the hunt that concerneth me. Thou intendest to stop and off somewhere along the way.
Oh, here and there, mayhap. Why dost thou ask?
Thou forgettest or feignst ignorance, so I will remind thee. On the last hunt, thou gambledest away thy purse, and came back a poorer man than thou left.
Poorer in coin, mayhap. Yes, I did make a few wagers at the arena in Victor's Hollow. And learned that while I have a keen eye for assessing the strength of beasts, I am quite a robust with men. A valuable lesson that was cheaply bought.
Not so cheap in the end. Eliza had to pay in thy debts, and thou only finishedst paying her back this last move. Promise me, master, no more foolish gambling.
But what of the old hunter's saying? If the first arrow faileth, knock a second and try again.
Thou just madest that one up.
Come now, girl. Thou art too young by half for such world-weary sighs. Must thou makest our parting so gloomy?
I turn to thee, Hagen. Looking after master, for he can rarely be bothered to looking after himself.
takest her side against me, old friend?
He knoweth good sense when he heareth it.
Growlest thou not at me, thou faithless turncoat?
Hail, Hanit. Have you come to see us off?
I have come in to warn Master about straying from the path.
And I thank you for it. I do not have the leaves to pay another debt like that.
Have I not a single ally in this infernal village?
I am your friend, but I am also a Knight Ardent, and your client. You would do well not to forget this.
Not for a moment, most honorable Lady Eliza of the illustrious Knights Ardent.
That's more like it. Fear not. I'll keep him out of trouble. I'll have him fill his evenings penning a detailed account of our adventures on the hunt.
Taken care, and may thine arrows strike true. I shall look after the forest till the day of thy return.
Thank thee, my girl, and farewell.
A year hath passed since that day. In all that time, Master could only be bothered to send in a single letter.
Hanit, 'tis me, thou revered master. Missest me? I won't bore thee with any blather about the weather or the season. Who knoweth when this will even arrive, after all? For 3 months now, I have pursued the trail of the beast sought by the Knights Ardent. A beast by the name of Red Eye. That's their name for it, leastwise. As for its true name, if it even hath one, none can say. But on my father's bow, I swear 'tis the most vexing quarry I've ever had the misfortune to hunt in. It eludeth mine every trap, and though thou may thinketh me mad for saying this, I swear it can even senseth every move I make. I know not if it is human intelligence or pure animal instinct, but either way, it refuseth to be caught. Still, we appear to have annoyed it sufficiently that it is moving on to new pastures. Judging from its behavior, I believe it meaneth to make for the lands around Stoneguard. I will be frank with thee, my girl, for thou'st always been able to see through my pretenses. The chase will be hard, and the hunt will not endeth soon. But fear not, for endeth it shall. Hast thou ever knowest your master to fail in a hunt? And so I ask thee, my dear apprentice, pray look after the village until I return. Oh, and be not a worrywart. Always thy friend and teacher, Xanta.
Never heard Master admitteth that any hunt would be difficult. Either this Red Eye is truly the most formidable of beasts, or he stoppeth in every gambler's den from here to Stoneguard. But no, Master liketh to act in the fool, but when it cometh to hunting, if he saith he will catcheth his quarry, then catcheth it he will. Yes, Henry, I know. Master entrusted the safety of the village to me. My duty now is to the villagers. Come in. Let us visit in the headman, and see if anyone hath need of my bow.
And with that, we can start off with Hanit. So most of the tutorial stuff we could just burn through like we did before. So with her, and we're going to get to see that in a second here, her path action lets us challenge NPCs to battle using our pets. And it's a pretty good here. I'll show you in a second here, because that's what's gonna happen right here. Just like with Therion, you know how they gave us sort of like a story element in order to let us see how the path action could be used. That's gonna be what we get right here as well. No hunt today, not yet at the very least. Now, normally I might try to read along with this text, but I think you can tell from the opening cutscene with Hanit that it's a very different style of English, so I'm not even gonna try saying things like "kutzt," "showen," and other words like that.
Yes.
Although I figured after the Therion video that since there are some unvoiced cutscenes like there are with this one, that it's probably okay if I at least speak through those and just leave the fully voiced cutscenes completely silent like I was doing before. So with the her path action, you walk up to somebody, you press provoke, it'll challenge them to a battle, it'll also let you know what their overall strength is. And now I have to fight them using my lures. So, this part, when I played it the first time, I got a little confused. So, I only have the option to summon beast, item, defend, and flee. I learned that those are not my only options. But, with Hanit, one of the big things is she has the summon beasts as the NPC in the cutscene before that called them lures. Basically, she can capture beasts and use their attacks in combat, and each different beast has its own set of unique skills or a type of enemy damage, like this one does sword damage specifically, that you can use. And then in the case of Lind, which is our default one that we have infinite uses of, they have a sword attack and a polearm attack, and they happen randomly. The other ones that you capture actually have a limited number of uses. So, for example, the Mossy Meat I have 5 uses of, restores health, and Forest Fox inflicts Blinding Claw, which blinds, of course. So, when you capture beasts, since you have a limited number of uses, you can pretty much store them up and use them in really important scenarios, but more importantly, they don't use SP. So, if you don't have SP, but you still have enemy uses, at the very least, that comes in handy. So for this, I'm just gonna use Lind a few times. I'm not gonna use any of my other ones. These poor villagers. Is this even really training? I'm pretty sure this is just bullying. Knock that guy on the ground.
Now then.
I don't think he grows adept at fighting at all. He's got nothing done there.
No?
I don't think you should be thanking. You can't even stand anymore. And then we'll challenge this other guy in just similar battle. Oh, I'll teach you. You gonna learn today.
What next?
Yeah, they're not gonna be long for this world. Might as well boost up Lind's attack here. Effective. I could have just killed him in one hit. I didn't even need to boost. I didn't even need to wait for the second turn to boost. Look at the cat. Just like, alright, well, we're done. Just chilling. Like, yeah, that wasn't so bad.
Yep.
Excellent.
If you say it's an important lesson, I think he's just, you know, not having a good time.
Well, really?
Well, really. Alright, so we're gonna go see the headman right now.
That's right.
Why do I need to follow you if I know where his home is? I'm just saying.
Greetings.
Oh, sorry if you can hear my air. It just kicked on here. I'll turn that off a little bit while we're on this cutscene while the air is actually on.
I see.
I'm asking ye. Egads! Splendid!
I am ready.
I'm asking ye.
Fair befallen thee.
Well met.
Nay.
Eh. Yes.
This bodeth ill.
Well, actually...
Truly? I am ready.
And with that, we can go off on a hunt. So, just to get through this as quick as possible, I will completely disregard the amount of money I have. And, I want to... Is there any way I can pick up that wolf's bow? Elemental attack 34. Be nice to have the added elemental attack. Is there anything I can just sell, like maybe a couple of grapes or something? What about... I don't think I'll need these. These are resurrection items, and I'm not planning on carrying over this save. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to get the wolf's bow. Knowing my luck, I actually don't remember if I can pick up anything. Oops, I did mean to equip that. There we go. The added elemental attack should come in handy going into a little bit later. Now, of course, with my path action, I can choose to examine these people, and I can choose to use a monster to actually challenge them if I really want to. So you can provoke, and it would tell me that the village headman has that much strength. Now, I'm not going to take the time to fight him, but any NPC pretty much with that little question mark, or the little ... over the head, is a potential target that I might be able to challenge. Not every single NPC can be challenged, but a fair portion of them can be. So with that out of the way, now if you've seen my Therian video before this, you know that there were a few questions that I had, things that I wasn't 100% certain about. And I've since clarified some of those things. So in the Therian video, I was wondering when exactly I unlocked the ability to learn new skills. And it turns out that I learn it upon obtaining enough points, job points, in order to actually unlock something in the first place, which at this point is 30. So I'll learn skills at level 30, and then of course once I learn 4 skills, I get into support skills. Now, One of the big things with Hanit is her ability to capture monsters. Now, her native weapons are a bow and an axe, as we saw earlier. You have her hunter skills, which are her SP skills, which, you know, you have rain of arrows for multiple strikes with our arrows, and true strike for critical damage to a single foe. But her beast lures, we already saw the first 3 from the previous fights, but we can also capture other enemies. Now, chance of success depends on how much health remaining the enemy has. Are they currently debuffed? Are they currently broken? But one of my favorite things, and this is something that I really loved about Therion as well, is you can boost the capture option to make the odds of success even higher. So with this, we see he's 2 strength, he has a skill called Slash, which is a sword skill, and we'll capture him. And now we have some uses of his skills going into the next fights. That'll be true of almost every enemy, and also great, we actually still get an EXP for capturing them. It's considered to be a kill. So I'm just going to quickly grab this. There was actually an item a little bit further back. I'm sure some of you are yelling at me to go back and get it. Doesn't take more than a second, but I figure we probably want to move through these fairly quickly. So I've had a bad track record. If something has a bow, or if something has the same type of weapon that my character is using, I've had a pretty bad track record of it actually working, so I'm pretty sure that this guy's going to be weak to the axe and not the bow. One of my favorite things about this character, about Hanit, is when I'm playing the other characters, it feels like, you know, I'm constantly just trying to level up so I get constant SP restoratives and whatnot. With Hanit, because I have the Summon Beast option and I have Lind, it seems like I have more options in terms of trying to manage SP, especially with capturing the monsters and the monsters not actually using SP in the first place. Now, I could have captured that one, obviously, but we can always do it the next time around. I just wanted to make my point. For the item that was back here that y'all were yelling at me for, because I know you would have, I figure I'll go back and get it. Now, this thing has 2, and it is weak to the axe. So I want to make sure I have really good odds of actually catching him, so I'm just going to auto-attack him for a couple of turns in a row. And then Hanit can, of course, go about capturing. 97. If I fail this, I'm going to be very sad. Okay. I was ready to be very sad. Let's grab this item and then move on. I actually should maybe be practicing. So one video I'm planning on doing after I finish all 8 of them is I want to see if I can unlock all 8 characters in the 3-hour time limit that a single save file has. Now, as of the making of this video, someone's already done it. So I know it's possible to do, it's just a matter of me actually achieving it. So if I do that, I'll definitely try to post the attempt onto YouTube. Well, the successful attempt. You don't need to see all the unsuccessful ones. Unless you want to. I mean, maybe you're into that, I don't know. So good. I haven't even had to use any of her arrow skills yet. Although I'm at 16 job points and need 14 more if I want to get a skill for her. So one other thing I noticed that I may not have noticed in the previous video with Therion is when you're actually sprinting, it looks as though you gain a boosted encounter rate. If you look at the mini-map at the bottom right, I don't know if that's for stealth missions or something, but basically the radar goes red. I'm assuming that means a higher encounter rate. I actually haven't taken a look, so if I'm wrong or if you know it's for something else, feel free to correct me in the, in the comment section. Oh wow, 100%, huh? Oh, he's a pretty weak enemy. So, but I think it's that. If not, it could be just that you're making more sound. So if there's any stealth portions of the game, it maybe affects that. I just think it's encounter rate. I'm sure it says somewhere in the game. I didn't actually check to see if maybe it says it when it's describing the radar. That probably would have been the smartest thing, would be to pull up the tutorial from the radar, huh? Nope. Doesn't say. I'm actually surprised that it doesn't say.
Standest thou against me?
Right, and at this point I don't need to capture. I wonder if I can capture 2 of the same creature. That isn't actually something I tried doing. So if we look at my Summon Beast mode, I have, this is a Marmot, so I have 6 uses. I wonder if I capture another one. It increases the number of uses? Maybe resets the number of uses? Because it says I captured him, so... Or I wonder if it just takes up another slot in the Summon Beast menu. I guess we'll find out. So that's not even the Therion save file that I had in the previous video. That's another one for me replaying it on live stream. But that's how I know that my plan of playing all 8 of them separately for the sake of YouTube will work.
This bodeth ill. If thou wilt, thou hast my thanks. Unacceptable.
So as you can see, this Gasarma is really not messing around. Treasure chest back here. I'm sure you guys will yell at me if I don't get it. Just a healing grape, which I don't really need, but I'll go get it anyway. I'm a team player. Got some new enemies as well. Oh, you know what? I'll try the bow. Okay, I wasn't sure if the bow was gonna work. Alright, so under summon beast. No, it just catches another marmot. This marmot doesn't even have as many uses as the other one. Oh well. No skin off my back. And this is another forest fox, so yes, so I cannot take any more beasts. What you've seen is my maximum roster, and I can choose to release one of the beasts I already have in order to do this. So I'm just going to get rid of the super weak one, even though it has a bow attack. I have a bow attack, so what do I need that for? Good to see that. Good to have that displayed here in the demo, because I actually didn't answer that question in my own personal playthrough. I didn't capture enough monsters to really see what the limit was. I also know now that I'm just gonna kill this guy. Ooh, I actually surprised him. Oh good, I get the first turn on the next turn. Otherwise I was considering maybe using that there. And I'm sure Lind will be more than enough. Yeah, more than enough. And I now have enough job points. So see, once I hit 30 plus job points, it gives me the option. So for Hanit's first skills, and we're not going to go out of our way to learn another skill in this video to see what her first support skill is. We have Thunderbird, which does heavy lightning damage to a single foe. We have Trap that causes the enemy to act at the end of a turn, basically removing their turn priority in the middle of a turn. Mercy Strike, this seems to be specifically designed for capturing beasts. Basically, it can deal damage, but it can never deal lethal damage, so it helps weaken enemies in order to capture them. Arrow Storm is an AoE version of Rain of Arrows, attacks all foes 5 to 8 times, whereas Rain of Arrows is random foes. And we also have Take Aim, which increases all allies' critical rate and accuracy. Since Hanit is alone, something like Take Aim, you could use Take Aim, then stun, then go for a critical. But it's something that's a lot more useful when you have allies instead. The AoE, we don't really need. There's not really a lot of AoE here early in the game. Mercy Strike, we don't need to capture anything. Leg Hold Trap is whatever. I'm not worried about it. So we're going to go with Thunderbird. And of course, just like with Therian, it now takes 100 job points to get to the 4th skill. So we're going to grab this treasure chest back here, and we're going to move our way into the boss fight.
Let us begin.
Now, I could start running from these fights just because I really probably don't need to be a part of them. I actually wonder if I can... Nah, I guess there's really no point in not using Beast Lores here. Like I was going to say, I wonder if I could just kill him with, like, 3 bow attacks. But Lind is free to use anyway. No SP costs, infinite uses, so... And I got level 5 anyway, so what does it matter? I feel like the monsters that I'm fighting in her story, they just seem to reward more EXP. Maybe it's just me, but I feel like she's leveling a lot faster than I did with Therion, regardless of having the knowledge prior at this point. He's gonna go again. I'll probably just use a healing grape.
What next? Holding back nothing.
And good luck. Like, even those guys are only worth, I think, 2+1. No, even those enemies, which are like the weakest enemy in here, are worth 4+1. You know what I mean? It just feels like Hanits are worth more, for whatever reason. Alright, and then there should be a boss fight right up there. I'm not even going to bother healing up. I took, what, like 50, 60 damage? Alright, now I might as well. If I'm going to do one more fight, I might as well. Especially because these guys are 2, so he's going to land 1 attack on me at least. It's whatever. These healing grapes are not like I'm going to save them for anything after this. I have a feeling that's not... yeah, it's not going to go well.
Thou didst fight with courage.
Alright, let's just use a quick healing grape. I want one of the treasure chests anyway.
Not acceptable. I see. Ugh.
Yeah, I don't think that Gisarma particularly cares. That thing is creepy. So, we have this skill, Rain of Arrows, and considering it takes 5 to break him, I think we'll go for it. Oh, come on. No! Oh, I missed one too many hits. It's anywhere from 5 to 8, and it's, you know, random. So, the fact that I also missed an arrow or two in there was pretty bad. Luckily... now the real question is... oh, by the way, in case you're wondering, no, you cannot capture the boss. I had a feeling somebody would ask if I didn't do it. So let's go with the Force Fox with the Blinding Claw. So that inflicts blind on him, so I'm a little bit safer, as you can see. Come on, land enough. Oh, I missed 2 shots. The game does not like me. Let's just try seeing how much Lind will do, since I don't have a full one. 414. I mean, that was also not as boosted as the last one, but still. Alright, well, we definitely don't want to piss him off now. He's gonna counterattack as soon as we hit him. Okay, he's still gonna go. Come on. And luckily, we have some beasts that also heal us.
I will not be thy prey.
And one more defend for the super attack. Oh, that was even with the defense. Alright, now let's hope for Rain of Arrows to not miss again. Oh my goodness. I missed so many arrows there. Oh. Alright, the good news is these 2 won't miss, right? There we go. Would have been really bad if I said that and then immediately missed. All right, let's try the forest box again. Come on, miss. Hey, it worked. Now don't miss, please. I want to get at least, yay, that's what I'm talking about. Wow, and exactly 5 arrows too. Although I don't have as many BP here to enhance, so we'll go with Lynn. Hey, that's all it took to beat the Gisarma anyway. We did it! Luckily, I've had some practice already. Hey, a healing grape bunch. Everybody loves grapes.
Thy life is given not in vain, for it will feed in others. Thou art of the forest now, and in the forest naught is lost. Come in, my friends. This life belongeth to all. The animals that eateth the grass becometh food for the animals that eateth meat. The eaters of meat in their turn feedeth those yet stronger. And when the strongest of all dieth, his life is returned to the forest. His flesh feedeth the soil, the grass. His blood becometh sap, his bones wood. He becometh the food of the plant-eaters, and the circle beginneth once more. Lives entwined, a tapestry woven anew each dawn, every thread a part of the whole. To surviving and honoring those felled by thine own arrows. As long as he speaketh only of hunting, he is the wisest of men. If only that were all he cared about. The hunt is over. Now it is time to tend in to the fallen.
Good day.
Well,
Yes.
thou hast my thanks.
But of course. Just so. The hunt is on.
I leaned back in my chair for a second, and then I was just like, oh, that's right, the cutscene's over. Alright, so we should probably have one last cutscene right up here, and then we can call it a wrap for Hanit.
So thou art going after Zonta.
Hagen here came at seeking my help. In his letter, he said he was bound for Stonegard. We shall begin our search there.
I pray it is no more serious than an ill-founded wager that left him unable to pay at his innkeeper. For a Hagen to cometh all this way alone, I cannot help but fear the worst. Prithee, take us care.
We will.
And don nothing foolish. Don as Zonta saith, child, not as he doeth.
Thank ye, Chief. Fear not for us. We shall be back before the next moon, with Master at our side. Stayest safe, Master. We're coming.
And there you go. At this point, we'd be off to the rest of our adventures, if not for the 3-hour demo and the way that we have to handle all of this. But it's okay. Just like with Therion, if I take a few more steps out, there will be a quick side quest that somebody says, hey, I need a healing item. Can you give one to me? Just to step back into the town in the village of Swarki, you can also see there are other side quests that have opened up. I didn't actually do this with Therion, so you can see if I talk to that person, that person, that person. You also look on the mini-map. You can see that there are some additional side quests to tackle back in the original town as soon as you have the option of leaving that town in the first place. So, with that, we can wrap up our second of our Octopath Traveler playthroughs, and that of Hanit. We still have 6 more prologues to release videos for, and the next one, if I'm not mistaken, will be Ophelia the Cleric. So, thank you for watching this video. Be sure to like, favorite, subscribe, and share, and stay tuned for more Octopath Traveler. I will see all of you in the next one, and until then, take care.